Here we're here at Alcatraz Festival with someone from Suicidal Angels. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, this is Nick from Suicidal Angels. Thank you very much for having us here.
Nick, the two last Suicidal Angel releases were compilations. The early years came out in 2016 via Flogger Records and a double CD Trash Attack in 2017 via Spiritual Beast. Can you tell us a bit more about those two releases?
Actually, this from the Flogger Records thing actually was a compilation, as you said, concerning the very early days of the band. Quite a complicated, period for us because we were just like young kids. We just wanted to play furious thrash metal music without actually knowing what we were exactly doing on this whole thing. And in my opinion, it's quite interesting for somebody who likes the band to also have this early day stuff. Everybody's searching. Even when I was a kid, I was searching the early days from the bands that I liked, like Slayer, like Exodus and stuff. But back then was really difficult to find. Nowadays it's a bit easier because of this massive internet production, and anyways, I don't judge if it's good or not or whatever, but we thought that it would be better for somebody to have it like an official release. It was better for us. I mean, like, it would be nicer, even if it's like in a limited edition, it's worth the trouble, 500 or 1,000 maximum.
Division of Blood came out 2 years ago. Today you are playing at the Alcatraz Festival and next week a festival in France. According to your Facebook page, after those gigs you will lock yourself up in the studio and start recording the new album. How many new songs have you written so far? Where and with who will you record a new album?
We have created more than 10 songs, and we have ideas. Let's say in total, 15 songs, ideas and stuff for 15 songs. Still, I'm not 100% sure what is gonna be in this album or what is gonna stay out for maybe a later release or like a B-side or whatever. So we're still figuring out. We first need to finish everything, every single detail, every single word, every single lyric, everything. We need to finish that down, and then, as you said, like lock ourselves in the fucking studio and then just try to figure out and record it, and then we can decide what is gonna be in or what's gonna be out. We're gonna start the recordings in Germany. We're gonna do the drums at the Soundload Studios. Then we're gonna do the guitars and the bass and the vocals most likely in Athens at the Zero Gravity Studios, and the mixes and master will be done by Mr. Bogren, Jens Bogren, up in Sweden. A big name, yeah, and he has done already a lot of big productions, thrash, death, whatever, modern. So I think it's gonna be a really interesting result. And the combination of the studios, because lately, the last years, we tried to make a combination of the studios. I mean, like, sometimes, a second pair of ears can hear something that either you, because you're tired, or somebody else is also tired. So somebody else can give another idea and be like, oh, I haven't thought about that. Let's try that. So the studio time is kind of, it's kind of stressing, but it's quite creative as well at the same point. In the end of the day, we just need to have a really nice result that is going to satisfy us first, because that's what we seek for. If something doesn't make us headbanging in the rehearsal place or in the recording studio or when we get the final master, if it doesn't satisfy us 1,000%, we cannot deliver it outside. We don't want that. We have struggled a lot. There are a lot of people following us and they're really dedicated, and we don't want to let them down for any single reason.
It's probably too early to talk about a release date, but probably you hope something like early 2019?
I have no clue yet. It's gonna be for sure the next year. But as I said, if the result is as satisfying as we want and we don't want to make any changes, maybe we're gonna have like a single or something beginning of the year, ending of this year, beginning of the new year. We don't know yet. As I said before, our main cause and our main focus is to have the result 100% ready, and that makes us headbanging.
In November you will start the MTV Headbangers Ball Tour with Dead Angels, Sodom and Exodus. Are those some of the thrash bands that inspired you or that you really liked and that made you start a band yourself?
Definitely they are, but apart from that, this tour is really important for us and really nice for us because we know already Exodus and Death Angel. For example, from the past we did some tours together. I mean, the first tour we did with Death Angel and Exodus was 2010 with Creator headlining. Then we had a period, the summer period with Exodus and Death Angels as the three of us on 2012. So more or less we are kind of friends with the guys. It's not gonna be only this thrash metal package, which is awesome and amazing, of course. I haven't met. I know that the new drummer of Sodom, he's a great guy. He's also the drummer from Asphyx. We have also really good relationship with. I mean, most likely it's gonna be like touring with friends, you know. Apart from the inspiration that we had as kids, because we were listening to their music when we were 15 years old. Also, it's gonna be a really nice combo of people traveling together. I think it's gonna be really fun, and the combination of the bands, the styles they do, the way they play, the energy that they deliver is much like it is a must thing for a thrash fan, thrash death fan. It's a must thing. I don't think that anybody should miss that.
Sadly, for the moment, I don't think there's a date in Belgium. Last year there was when the tour was with Disordered Fear, Insomnium, and I guess Cavalera Conspiracy. No date, I guess, for the moment in Belgium. We'll have to follow that up. Do you know if you will be able to? Well, do you hope to be able to play one new song already on that tour, or?
We don't have a clear image if we're gonna do a whole song or half song or no song. We haven't reached that point yet. It will be interesting, at least to play like a small medley or half song, but still, it's not sure. It's not sure. I mean, we're still in the promotion of our latest album, Division of Blood, so we would like to exploit every single minute of promoting this album to new audience, to more people, to everyone. If it's gonna be a new song, it's gonna be a surprise. We're not gonna say anything.
When you play at a festival like Alcatraz, how do you decide on a set list? I checked some of your set lists from earlier this year, and normally you played Capital of War, Bloodbath, Frontgate, Eternally to Suffer, Reborn in Violence, Seed of Evil, Moshing Kroom, and Apokatilosis. Yep. So half of the set is from Division of Blood.
A headline show is totally different to a festival show because you have less time. Yeah. The time is quite strict, so you need to choose between the songs that the people would like to listen mostly. Depending, of course, on how much time do you have. Yeah. Can't reveal everything right now. I mean, like, stage time is soon, so you're gonna figure it out on your own.
How is the metal scene in Greece for the moment? Do you have cool festivals like Alcatraz and Hraspop, or is it more on a smaller club scale? To be honest, I don't know any names of big metal festivals in Greece.
There are some festivals in Greece. The main one for rock and metal is called the Rock Wave Festival. It takes place somewhere, let's say, around 30 kilometers away from Athens. It's a really big location. I mean, like Maiden played there a couple of weeks ago, maybe more, and they had around 38,000. Wasn't sold out though. But we also have some other festivals like Eject, some others, Heavy by the Sea, which are smaller. And apart from metal, they do other stuff like modern rock, like The Editors and stuff like that. But there are some festivals both in Athens and the suburbs and some of the islands. I mean, like, there is a festival in Crete, and there are also some local festivals that they attract. Maybe they just bring a name from outside and supporting local bands, but nothing really huge. The biggest one, I think, is Rock Wave Festival.
Has the economic crisis in Greece made it more difficult to tour or to work, to record for a band like Suicidal Angels?
This economic crisis, as the media presented, has nothing to do with reality. Okay, there were some issues with some loans and some debts from the public services and some businessmen and goes on that they didn't go well, so they had to pay the interest above the loans, and you know how it goes. But personally speaking, this economic crisis with a lot of those whatever didn't affect me personally or the band.
It's not that it's more difficult to get concerts, that there's a smaller turnout because people say, yeah, we need to pay rent at the end of
The thing is that, for example, when we play in Athens, as in our headline shows, we try to keep the ticket price the lowest possible. I mean, like for me, we are from Athens. It doesn't make sense for me to play in Athens with a high ticket. It's like, I mean, like most of the people that are coming down there, they follow the band for 15 years. It's more like a family gathering. I mean, and always the show in Athens, because it's our hometown, is really kind of, if you want, sentimental, because a lot of people down there that I see their faces, I know them personally, we go for coffee and beers together. Yeah. But apart from that, they're also fans of the band, and yeah, it's a bit mix of feelings.
Will you have the time today to check out some of the bands? Are you looking forward to something?
I always try to keep an eye on all bands. I would love to see Dick Snyder, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, I've seen Twisted Sister 2012 at Grass Pub, and that was a blow mind. Yeah. Absolutely.
I have a last question. If you could organize your own festival with your 3 or 5 artists, dead or alive, of all time, who would you pick? It doesn't have to be metal.
Pink Floyd, ZZ Top, Slayer, Maiden.
And Suicidal Angels headlining.
I would not be that rude, for God's sake.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.